everyone. Okay, so I'm going to talk about some of the experiments that we might do here in the Biosciences lab. So if you think about a typical chemistry lab, you might do an experiment in something like this. So this is a round bottom flask. In this lab though, all our experiments are done on really small scales because we're generally dealing with biological material, things like DNA, things like RNA. So we don't have a lot of quantity, so everything's done on a really, really small scale. So one of the pieces of equipment that our students have the opportunity to use is something called a 96 well plate reader. Actually, it's not just 96 wells, you can actually read 384 as well. So what we're saying here is that a student could actually set up 96 reactions at the same time. Why do we want to do that? Why do we want to teach our students to do something like that, or set that many reactions up? So our students on our medicinal and pharmaceutical chemistry programme are learning about drug compounds and how drug discovery works and those processes that they use in the pharmaceutical industry. Some of the experiments that they might do in the laboratory here might mimic some of those processes. So you might have a number of drug compounds that you want to test quickly all at once. So using a piece of equipment like this allows us the opportunity to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how this works. So we've got here a 96 well plate, and what our students would do is put their samples that they want to test in this plate. That plate then can be loaded into the machine. And we would then run the samples. So depending on the number of samples that you have in the plate, it can take anywhere from 15 seconds up to about a minute. Generally, to run 96 samples in one go, it takes about a minute to do the actual readings. What we'd then end up with is some data like this. So this is just giving us some information about some standard samples that we prepared. The same experiment could be carried out using a UV spectrophotometer, where you would load one sample into one of these and run them one at a time. But doing it this way allows us to run a number of samples